1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, good morning.
It's great to stay up late.
Good morning to you.
When the band began to play, the stars were shining bright.
But now the milkman's on his way. It's too late to say goodnight.
So say good morning.
Good morning. Sunbeams will still smile.
Good morning to you.
Could be granted the
One. A very good morning to all of you
Steve.
guys. Okay. Fair.
Also, fuck Game & Watch.
Also fair. A lot of fair comments coming right out the rip, and we're gonna have to censor those because you can't curse within the first 2 minutes of YouTube. Yes, it's called suppression. I know it's terrible. Terrible.
We should play our ad read in the first 2 minutes.
We might have to do it. But this is episode 94 of Lights Out. Took last week off because me and Cosmos just weren't in the country. So it was just easier for us just not to do it last week. But we're back for this week edition, and I'm back with some great results from the homies, which makes me really happy. Light and Cosmos have been doing an outstanding job in their past tournaments. Obviously, some things to complain about, rightfully so, but we'll get to that momentarily. But without further ado, gentlemen, how are you doing?
Osmos, you're first.
I'm doing pretty good. I went to Miami last weekend for a tournament for Luminosity Madness, and I am overall internally satisfied with how everything went because, one, I got my run back on Kobe from Smash World Tour like 4 years ago, so I'm very happy about that. Nobody knows because everyone thinks that I had like the best tournament of my life at Smash World Tour, but nobody knows that he actually beat me in the last chance qualifier and winners at Smash World Tour.
Oh, wow.
So I got my run back on him, beating him game 5. He's really good at the matchup with Lucina, so it was still tough. But so that was a very good one for me. And then I played Sonix. I played pretty well. I definitely could have beat him. It was just a couple of execution things, and in that matchup, an execution error, like a missed tech, can just lead into a death as an Aegis main against Sonic. But overall, I was playing very well against him, and I feel like playing him in bracket kind of like jump started a lot of the things that I knew that I need to practice or know that I need to for the way that I need to play. So playing against him definitely helped me a lot, and yeah, I played well against Meister as well. I got top 8, so I'm very satisfied with that. Kind of annoyed that I placed my seed, but I'm at least glad that I was seeded a top 8 seed. But outside of that, playing Meister, I played very well against him after I figured out how I should play and like got the execution down with my hands. Kind of just unfortunate that I was down 2-0 whenever I figured that out, and one unlucky turn just makes me lose the set. So that's just how it ended up happening. So fuck Game & Watch. But other than that,
Well, you took a game, didn't you?
Yeah, I took game 3, and game 4 was going the exact same way. Because I literally, game 3, I took his second stock. I died my second stock when he had like 80% left, and I won that game. And the exact same thing happened game 4. So it was like, yeah, I kind of figured out how I want to play, and like I'm outplaying him now. It's just he happened to grab me because I missed one punish and 9 me. So it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? So
Crazy,
Yeah,
overall,
you adapted, then got wafted.
yeah, exactly. Except like I didn't know that he had waft.
It's like one of those things where it's like, can you even really be mad? It's just, what can you do?
Yeah, it's like, can you really be mad? And that's what you get mad at. The fact that like, can you really be mad? But it's like, why couldn't I control that? Like, obviously you can do some things to control that scenario. Like I could have gone for a different punish so I didn't get grabbed. Obviously that's what people are gonna say. But in the moment, you know, you're going for what you think is gonna work. And it could have worked if I did it a little bit earlier. I was just slightly off, and I just died at like 18% for it. And it just is what it is. Like any other character, I won that game and I probably won that set. And that's just like recognizing that is the internal one for me, which is all that matters going into the future.
Yeah.
Well,
That makes sense.
It does make sense, and still a great job, man. You know, obviously, you know, you just talked about that, but when we were in Qatar, you had a really good showing there too. You beat Siski, So you're starting to claim some of these top player names again too. You're starting to not just keep up with them, but close it out too. So I'm really happy to see that from you, bro.
I'm
Like,
definitely coming
that's
back.
great. Yeah. Like it's a progression for sure, but the results are there, and I want you to stay diligent and motivated, man. I'm proud of you. Good stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the universe is making this happen to me to make sure I stay motivated because I'm just getting pissed. Like getting reverse 3-0'd by Nao in Qatar for a $2,300 money match basically was really painful, and I was like, I can't let that happen again. So now that I lost to Meister getting 9'd, I'm like, I can't let that happen again. So it's keeping me invested.
Yeah.
I've never been one to make fun of people's religious beliefs, but every time you say the universe, I just think of you as Sigma from Overwatch. Like, the universe!
I mean, it's not a religion.
It sinks to me.
The moon haunts you.
Literally, bro, it's that shit. Holy shit, bro. But yeah, honestly, I think you played very well. You were clearly adapting, like you said. It's unfortunate, but I think you have a good mindset, like coming out of it. Which you have a better mindset than I would have. I would be laying awake at night, like how could I have escaped?
Oh, I mean, I was still doing it for the past 2 days,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things that you try to get over, but randomly throughout the day, it just replays in your mind. You're like, God, what was I supposed to do? Why did that happen to me in top 8 of all players? And it's like, it's just really annoying. But that's what kindles the fire.
Yeah.
It sucks because it was too in character for you.
It was just funny because we were like literally like next day we were going to like ride some camels, and Kyle was just like, lost to Nao, man. I was just like,
I was saying that like every day,
out of nowhere, bro. Like going to ride some dune buggies.
Yeah, like we were going out, we were dune riding, we were gonna go ride camels, and I was like, damn, this would be a lot more fun if I beat Nao.
Yeah,
and you're just not gonna get over that sometimes, and I guess that's what you need as a competitor to keep moving forward and keep grinding forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go out there next time if you guys do that again, like with the big fat pot and you stay there for a bit.
100% need to.
Yeah, I couldn't this time. Like, this is my girlfriend and I's first Valentine's Day. I couldn't just leave, like you know.
We understand.
But like the second one, a lot less important.
Very true.
I'm very kidding. I'm sure she's watching, so I'm kidding.
Oh.
So, but yeah, no. I'm happy you guys had a good time overall, and I'm happy you performed well at Luminosity Madness.
Thank you.
Yes. We'll discuss.
I'm glad that you performed well at Cavalier Clash. Can you talk about it?
Yeah.
I won. I won the tournament. Did you guys see that?
I saw you win. That's all.
I can't believe I won. I won Cavalier Clash. Insane.
Yeah.
No losses, by the way.
Can't believe Spargo got second.
Yeah, no losses, by the way.
Spargo lost to Ness, so he actually got third.
Yeah, he actually got third. Holy fuck. Yeah, Gluto got third. I mean, got fourth. Cola tied with himself for fifth. It was a crazy, very crazy day. Hey, don't put that video up.
What video?
The video of me beating Syrup's Nest in grand finals. But yeah, Cavalier Clash. I gotta say, there is a lot to unload from that event. Now, before I get into it, did you guys watch? Probably not from you, Cosmos, and you were working this week, right, Phil?
No, I watched every minute of that.
He was live streaming both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel as a spectator watching Cavalier Clash?
Very annoyed.
From
annoyed.
Top 8 or from the entire event?
A good amount of it, because even the side stream, I'd be like, I would tune in. It's just like Steve, because there were so many Steves. And then like I'm watching like, and this is no shade to Syrup, because I do think Syrup is generally a good player. But like when he made that comeback on Gluto game 3, I was like, okay, Gluto's gonna get reverse 3-0'd, and he got reverse 3-0'd. Because that's just what Steve does. And then watching you have that amazing start against Susu, and then lost that game, which it's a little bit of your fault too, obviously. But it's just like
I wasn't really playing that well versus Susu and winners.
Yeah, I agree.
That was probably the worst I've seen you play in a while. Actually.
Yeah, you rev up.
I was very nervous, and as we know, I'm kind of a choker in the winners bracket.
It was funny because like they had it on in the venue at Luminosity, and I was watching it with Mars, and we were watching your losers run. We were just talking about it's so crazy how different you are playing from winners and losers right now.
Yep.
I'm literally a different person, and I think it's because there's so much like expectation in winners bracket. I don't know why. I feel like
I feel the same way too.
When you're in winners bracket, there's expectation. When you're in losers bracket, you're technically an underdog. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that makes me a lot more comfortable.
I said you play your way into shape. That's like you just get better as the tournament goes on. And as long as you are winning some of these close calls, like against Tarek, for example, like you're just gonna do better. So when you beat Tarek, I was like, okay, he's gonna probably beat Shinymark because he's just revving up. And
I feel like you honestly kind of lost. You should have lost that set.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe I should have lost that set. I was also fighting a -2 matchup, so do I really give a fuck?
Like, you don't.
But celebrate that
SD. Also, like, it's not like I really like nothing happened in the Shinymark set for me to like I didn't cheat him in any point of that game. I just
he didn't cheat you. He just
no,
choked.
I didn't cheat. Yeah, no, I didn't cheat him.
Yeah, you didn't cheat him. He just choked.
But like that's the thing though. Did he like what part of that is it considered choking? He was juggling me perfectly. There
were a couple scenarios game 4 last hit where he had kill confirms and he just didn't go for the kill confirm. Like he landed a nair on you and I'm pretty sure he went for a grab after when he could have up smashed you.
Up smash doesn't always connect though, and I think that's why he goes for grab. That's why sometimes they do down smash, sometimes they do up smash, and sometimes they do grab. I think it has to do with like how they land with it. It's really fucking weird. But you might be right. It's hard to react in that scenario. But I think that's a very normal thing. Like we don't always hit every kill confirm, but he didn't choke it. He didn't choke in a sense where it's like, oh, he missed like something free, or like he was up like 2 stocks and he choked. Like me versus Susu game 1 or Susu versus me game 3, you know? He like just got up smashed at like the worst percent to get up smashed, you know? And like I kind of knew it was going to hit because he wasn't really holding shield anymore. He was just feeling himself too much from like playing advantage state, you know?
Yeah.
It's
just that the end of that game 4 was probably like, it was such a stressful scenario.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like he wanted me dead and I like literally couldn't fucking find an opening. But I found one, I ran with it. And then game 5, I mean, he SD'd, but I mean, I was fucking him up. Let's be real.
No, that game 5 was damn, I lost game 4 mentality.
Yep, that literally was I lost game 4 mentality. I agree with that. But I mean, as the event, talking about the event overall, I started off that event. I heard there was 13 Steves in top 64. That immediately ticked me off because I mean, it just made me realize we're officially hitting the Bayo meta of Smash 4, where it's like you go to a tournament and you have to ask yourself which top player is going to get upset today, you know? Because it doesn't really matter how good you are at this game or in the last game. You are playing versus a character who can play many different play styles. So it doesn't matter if you know the matchup that much. You can get cheesed and you're going to be nervous. You're going to be nervous because there's so many of them and there's so many different play styles. You get intimidated by the idea of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it is. And I've experienced this before. We're also in a state where a lot of people in the top are a little less motivated. So it's a lot easier to see those upsets from Steve mains, you know? But, yeah, no. So I wasn't happy with it. I fought like 2 Steves in the winners bracket. I went game 5 with 1 because I didn't respect him enough. And then I lost 3-0 to Susu because I was just way too nervous. Bro, Steve after Steve is fucking nerve wracking. And then, yeah, so it was like whatever. I was pretty whatever about it. Like I said on my tweet, because it's just, I don't like the meta.
Speaking about that specifically, saying the fact that we're basically in the Bayo meta now, I feel like starting to think about it and like what I've been seeing and thinking about it a lot more, it feels it is the Bayo meta, or like we are entering like the end game Bayo meta from Smash 4, but it feels worse because of the fact that I feel like it is kind of similar. Like Steve's matchup chart is kind of similar to Bayonetta's matchup chart in Smash 4, but a lot of players like were more okay with fighting Bayonetta because a lot of it was kind of just like, okay, just essentially try not to get hit and try not to deal with or try not to trigger it witch time. But playing against Steve, you're losing a lot of the matchups, and like to win the matchup, Steve wins a lot of the matchups, and for the characters to win the matchup, it's like they have to have a specific game plan against the specific Steve player. Because against Bayonetta, you can play like basically like the same way against all of them, but against Steve, you have to play different ways against different Steve players because every Steve plays drastically different. They all specialize in like completely different things, and Steve is good in so many different areas to where it's hard to dictate which part that Steve player is good at, and that's where it gets really frustrating.
Steve as a character also makes you a worse player at the moment the game says go. And the reason I say that is like versus Bayonetta, you couldn't get hit, or you had to get hit in a certain way where you didn't have to DI combos as hard so you didn't die at 0, right? Or you couldn't play certain parts of the stage, which is like that shit sucked. But Steve makes players worse from the start of the game because from the start of the game you have to approach, which automatically puts you at a disadvantage. It makes you like not as creative as a player as you actually are. You have to find a way in. You have to prevent diamond. And if you don't, you're just playing this character that can kill you at 50 consistently for the entire game. You know?
Like you're forced to play a certain way against Steve at specific game states. Like if he doesn't have any match, you have to rush him down. If he has diamond, you have to basically watch out specifically for a lot of things. If he has iron, you can't juggle him a specific way. If he doesn't have iron, you have to pressure him whenever you're juggling. Like you have to play a specific way in multiple different game states, and like that's the mental stack that Steve has on you over Bayonetta.
No, yeah, I agree. Going further into my bracket, I think losing to Susu definitely activated that I don't really care anymore mindset that I usually get sometimes on the losers bracket, which usually makes or breaks me. And I feel like you saw that a little bit in my Tarek set where it's like I got 2-0'd by Tarek, and like I was down and I had to make a comeback. And I feel like I was going through the stages of like, okay, like I don't care, and then I lost games. I'm like, wait a minute, I do care. And it's like players go through that shit. It's so real. It's like you're down 2-0, you're like, wait a minute, I do care. I can't fucking lose. And I think every game,
I have the perfect tweet for that.
Yeah, I feel like every character. I feel like every game versus Tarek progressively got worse for him, and you were able to see that like I was like getting better and better.
Yep.
And yeah. And, you know, I'm very happy I brought it back on him. You know, it shows I got like 2 reverse 3-0s that tournament, and that felt really good. Like I said, versus Shinymark, I had a lot of bad matchups this bracket. I had to fight Steve. Bro, like this is what I say. Like sometimes I get bad matchups and I don't play well. But like I played very well my bad matchups. I fought 2 Steves and winners. I fought Jazzo, which is a losing matchup.
Yep.
I fought Shinymark, which
I was
is a
talking about
-2.
that too with Mars. I was like, it's crazy that like we're not even at like a super major, and Light still has the hardest bracket out of everybody else because of
I
his
swear
matchups.
to you guys, I always have the hardest bracket. Like, even if I didn't get upset, I had Shinymark to get top 8.
Yep.
Like, I had the hardest bracket. Like, I always have the hardest bracket. I never have an easy time, and I'm willing to. I know it. I just know it's true. We can look back at any bracket. I always have the hardest bracket.
Wait, like,
so
it's
what's
funny
up?
because like I was watching the tournament, I was like, all right, he has to beat Shinymark to get top 8. We need someone to upset Shinymark, and then K Flock upset him, and I was like, W. And then you had to fight him anyway because you lost.
I lost. Yep. I said the same.
But
thing.
at least it was
in
in top 8. Yeah.
So winners, 2 Steves and a Ken. That's 3 losing matchups, 2 -2s and a -1.
Okay.
Losers bracket. I fought Greninja, which that's even. And then I fought Pikachu, -2. Fought Wario, -1. Fought Susu again, -2.
Good job beating Gluto, by the way. I'm very proud
Thank
of you.
Yeah,
bro.
we
That
gotta
was
talk
my
about
that was
that.
my happiest set of the fucking tournament.
We gotta talk about
Beat Spargo, -1. Then lost to Syrup, another -2. That is 8 losing matchups, bro, in like a 10-set bracket. Like, like that's the thing, man. Fucking Fox is broken. I'm not gonna lie, but this meta is not the greatest for him. I mean, I don't think any meta has really been the nicest to him. I'd say 2022 was like the best, but like I don't know. The point is, yeah, I had a hard bracket. I got a lot of proud wins. I'm happy I beat Shinymark. I'm happy I beat Spargo. I'm happy I beat Gluto. I had a lot of close calls with Gluto, and I had a lot of close calls with fucking Shinymark, but that's just how it goes, you know. And I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, I barely won my -2 matchup. How dare I?
Yeah,
No, I,
mean,
won my -2 matchup.
You definitely could have like crumbled under all of that pressure too. So the fact that you didn't just means that you're the top player that came out on top.
Yeah, and let's just talk about all the shit I fucked up. I almost lost to Gluto game 5 because I misinputted dash attack with a forward smash.
Let's
and
talk
he
about
up
that
tilt
set.
wafted me.
Yeah.
He up tilt wafted me and I went the wrong way. But I literally misinputted into that fucking kill confirm, you know? So like I don't feel bad about these things, you know? This stuff happens and it happens to me a lot. But like, I don't know. We all misinput. That's just how it goes. But I ain't gonna feel bad because they don't feel bad for me, you know? So I'm very happy with how I performed, but I just wish I literally told Spargo, I was like, I wish I lost to you, bro. like at least when I lose to Spargo, I'm like, yeah, he got it. He was better than me today, you know?
Yeah.
But losing to 2 Steves.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were just better than him that day.
Yeah, for real. But losing to 2 Steves feels the worst, man.
But wasn't there a sense of I mean, you got past Gluto. I mean, that had been ailing you for...
Yeah, but I could have got past Gluto, beat Susu, then lost to Spargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro. Like, no, being real, I'm happy I got 2 wins in a row in Spargo to really solidify that I've realized what's going on. We went Battlefield at the start of that set, and I don't like small Battlefield. So after I lost game 1 on Battlefield, I was like, why the fuck would I like Battlefield if I don't like small Battlefield?
Right.
It's essentially the same in this matchup.
That's
So I let
something
him go.
that I always feel like players, I beat them on Battlefield, and they're like, let's go small. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, for real. Why not? So like, I was like really happy that I beat him on Hollow because Hollow is one of the stages that I auto ban. But I was like, I think this is gonna work really well for me, you know, and it did. So beating Spargo there was great. Beating Gluto, just he took me back to Town and City, and that helped me out a lot. Obviously, I could have beat him on small Battlefield because I did, but yeah, just getting 2 matches really helped me a lot. I'm really happy that I was able to play there. But I'm sorry, my mind's just so focused on the Steve sets. They're just frustrating, man. Because like even if you beat Steve, beating Steve is not satisfying. I don't care what anyone says. Like it's not like a satisfying feeling because they're all like the same. You know, it's like they're pretty much like you made it past this Steve or you lose to this Steve and then you fight another Steve. It's
you know how like they
So it's not
they
like beating
say,
Spargo.
You know how like they say there are matches like when you play against a Loto Mac and it's like, yeah, we're playing this match and I'm not having fun and you're not having fun. But it's like every Steve matchup is like, well, the Steve is always having fun and you're never having fun. That's what it feels like playing against Steve.
It really is like that. And like when I beat Steve players, I'm not gonna lie, if I pop off, it's not like, oh yeah, I fucking beat this guy. It's like, wow, I fucking hate you. Like bro, like it's so much malice. I'm not even lying, bro. I just hate it so much. And like I played way better the second time I fought Susu, and I'm happy about that. I expected to win. There was no doubt in my mind I was gonna like win that set. I like literally was saying it. I was like saying it out loud to myself while fighting Gluto and while fighting Shinymark. I was like, give me my run back, give me my run back, give me my run back. Like I was just saying that shit. Like I wanted my fucking run back. Yeah, I wanted my run back so fucking bad, bro. Because I knew it was my fault, you know? I know how I am. I'm my own worst enemy. I've always known that. But like the syrup set, bro, holy shit. I've played syrup a lot this year. I'm so fucking tired of getting planked, man. It is so annoying.
Yeah.
It is the worst feeling in this world. And you know how bad it feels when your coach fucking, I'm like, okay, how should I deal with planking? And he's just like, I mean, there's nothing you could really do.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you know how fucking bad that feels to hear that shit? It's like, nah, you played great. It's just you can't really do much here. You know?
Yeah, it's like the only thing that you can do is pressure. Well, like drop double jump to try to force them to stop planking. But if they realize that you're doing that, they're not gonna stop. And like you're not gonna go down there. You can't go down there because they're gonna fuck you up for going down there. So like literally when they realize that all you're doing is trying to pressure, there's nothing you can do actually, especially as a Fox player.
Yeah, and the worst part, I'm not gonna give up. Obviously, I know I can beat these Steve players. And I'm just gonna say what my game plan is because I formed new game plan through talking to Larry about it. I think my new plan for beating Steve is I'm just gonna let them blank and just let them get diamond, if I'm being real with you. And the reason why is because it's honestly just my best option. Like my best option
don't
is
have a
to let
choice.
them, my best option is to just let them start off at Super Saiyan. Like, like
You don't have a choice.
because there were some stocks where Syrup was like, okay, I'm going to fight light now because I have diamond, and I fucked him up, you know? So like, obviously that's not going to happen every time because sometimes
Yeah.
I'm going to die at 60.
You just have to like really be better than them, because it's not only the fact that they get diamond, they get all their iron master that they need too.
And they get a diamond for the next stock too.
That
Bless
too,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm serious. Like I think I just have to see them planking, and I'm like, it was nice meeting you until they come back home, you know? Like I think that's just what I have to fucking do. I think I just have to outplay Diamond Steve on stage. And honestly, I don't care if I don't get ranked number 1 in the world. If I beat any Steve in this game because I let you farm diamond every stock and I outplayed you, I'm the best player in the world. I don't want to hear it.
The only thing is that like the only thing is that like I know that at some point Tweak had that mindset too, where he was like, I'm just gonna fucking let Steve get diamond, and he lost like 5 Steves in a row. So don't be that guy.
Okay, but I am like I'm better than Tweak.
I'm better than Tweak though.
I am, but I am better than Tweak at the Steve matchup.
Yeah,
my
you
character might also be better at the Steve matchup as
Absolutely.
well. Because when I hit the character, I do a lot of damage.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know? But like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to fucking fight Diamond Steve over and over again. I think that's the plan. And I am more than likely gonna be fighting Syrup at least probably like 3 times in this month alone. Because GamerCon is coming up, and I'm sure he's going to go because other Tri-State people are going. And then after GamerCon, there's another event happening in New York with a $300 pot bonus that I think I'm going to, which I'm sure he's going to be at. So I think I will be fighting him a good amount of times in like this upcoming month, you know? So yeah, we're just going to see either me get fucked up at 0 to 100 every stock, or we're gonna see this pay off, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's
Thinking about it now, like is Syrup theoretically like the best player in the States right now, just like results wise?
Yes,
That's like I have no issue against Syrup, but that is kind of depressing to hear.
Yeah, no, it's very depressing to hear. Obviously, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care how it sounds, man. Like, I know actually, I don't know how old he is anymore. He's been like a kid for like too long. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like the point is just how the character goes in the meta, man. I'm not saying his Ness isn't good. His Ness is obviously good. It beats Spargo. But he isn't a top 1 player without fucking Steve, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's very fucking depressing to hear. I don't think he lost a single tournament in February. He got third in LMBM, losing to Hurt, which Hurt's probably the best player in the world versus Steve because he practices versus the best Steve.
Who got second?
Hurt got second.
Who won?
Spargo got first.
Spargo won,
Spargo
you know?
Okay.
So like he lost to Hurt, you know, and then didn't lose a tournament in February, then he got first here. He's definitely the best player in the country right now.
I wish he went to Genesis. That would have been interesting. I don't think he went to Genesis, right?
No, I don't think.
Was he at
I
Genesis?
heard that he doesn't like Genesis format.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Oh,
So
that's
I don't.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I guess
blame him.
probably like
It's
everything
not the
until
like.
top
They
8
didn't ban
Sunday.
Steve. What's not the like, kid?
Well,
Yeah.
Genesis does run a very old school, like timing schedule.
Oh
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
that,
You gotta go.
Like on Sunday, you play top 64. I mean, you play
Saturday.
top 8. Yeah, on Saturday you play top 64 and everything. Well, on Sunday you play top 8. We don't really do that anymore, but Genesis still does that. I don't think he likes that. But either way, yeah, he's definitely the best in the country right now, and he's top 5 in the world right now, like free.
I think, and listen, we gotta obviously none of us care for Steve at this point. It's just whatever. But I will say Syrup is legitimately a skillful player. Steve or not.
I don't care.
I'm just saying I want to make it clear we're not saying that he's just simply carried by Steve. He's legitimately just a good player. No,
he is.
No, dude, no. I'm pushing back on that.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Listen to me. if you beat Spargo with Ness, you are a skillfully talented player.
No,
you are not
Spargo
just
is shit.
carried.
Like I don't care. Like I don't care what you. No, okay. Let's put some things in perspective right now. He beat Spargo with Ness. That was really good. One, I'm be real. I don't think it was happening again. I really think if Spargo beat me, he won that tournament.
Okay.
Right? Good shit on him. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't care if you beat Spargo with Ness every time you fight Spargo. You weren't getting to Spargo. Like
Fair too. Yeah,
Like-
very true.
Okay.
I don't,
Without
bro.
Steve.
I for many times in my life, I've thought to myself, if I get to this top player, I'm going to win, right? And there are many times where I never get there. So I'm not going to cherry pick it with him and be like, yeah, he beat Spargo with Steve. You know, with Ness. You weren't getting there.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
and I like Syrup as a person. That's the thing.
Yes, he's a nice
guys.
kid.
Always separate he's funny too. Always separate the player from the game. You know, it's like he's a cool guy. But come on,
Okay.
let's be real.
Fair, but there has to be some sort of like level to like the Steve players. Like a cola syrup, a little different level than On and
Yes,
Susu.
I
right?
agree.
That's fair to
Syrup
say.
is
right?
still a top. Yeah, Syrup is still a top
offense,
player
guys.
with just Ness. That I agree with. Syrup's still a top player with Ness,
Okay. That's
But
kind of
he
what
is
I was
not a-
getting at.
but he's not a top 10 player
Okay.
with Ness.
I will concede that. I think yes, I concede that because it's freaking Ness
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Okay, that's fair. Well, yeah, I mean, well, good job, buddy, getting second place at Cav Clash, first place in a lot of our
Fuck that
hearts.
tournament.
Do you wish you had gone to the Luminosity event instead?
No, because getting second at Cavalier Clash is more important than winning Luminosity Madness.
Okay.
I would have made more money if I won Luminosity. I'm sure that even first place at Luminosity made more money than first place at Cavalier.
That was
But
probably like $2,000, so maybe not.
I mean, they had how big was the pot bonus?
5,000.
Versus 1,300. I'm sure he.
Yeah, but there was like how many players for Ultimate? Like 300.
Yeah, I think.
So it might have been. I mean, I don't know if it's $10 or $15.
No,
but I guess
actually,
maybe.
I know Tweak made more because I made second place, and let me tell you, I did not make half of 2,000.
Oh,
So
that's tragic.
like,
Grassroots.
yeah. Support grassroots, everybody. Here's your $5. Yeah, no, I'd rather do that because I got better wins and I got better results, and yeah. And to be honest with you, Roundtable, the monthly in New Jersey, happened like 2 weeks ago, and the top three was Syrup, Light, and Tweak. So Tweak won Roundtable, but you know, me and Syrup beat him, so I'd rather get my run back on Syrup. You know.
Wait, Tweak won Roundtable?
I mean, Tweak won. Sorry,
Luminosity.
Tweak won Luminosity.
Yeah. Okay,
No,
right.
Tweak got third at Roundtable.
Yeah, losing to Syrup and you.
Yeah, and then those were the top three for this weekend
Gotcha,
in the
gotcha.
like different areas.
That makes sense. I mean, NA's finest
Yeah.
for sure, or America's finest for sure.
All right, so
For now.
For now.
you're Mexican.
That's fair.
True. See. Did you have an opinion on Tweak winning that event? I mean, he beat Sonix. Then he had to beat Mutace because Mutace beat Sonix, which was amazing. Like,
Do I have an opinion?
I mean,
does Sonix just suck against Peach now? What's going on?
Yeah, I think he just really doesn't like the Peach matchup.
Umeki, now Mutace?
Nah, that's not it.
I think he's just not willing to camp like he used to. I think that's all it comes down to.
Stop reading
I think-
comments.
I think no matter how good you are at this game, if you don't play this game at tournaments for a while, if you grind only Wi-Fi, you're not gonna do good.
Yeah.
Sonix in the like last year, in the last 6 months, he went to like 5 majors or like 5 tournaments in the last 6 months. That is terrible, and he didn't do too good at them. I'm not saying Sonix is bad. I think he's fucking amazing at this game. I think he's
He is.
fucking top 5. But like,
I mean,
you are not going to do good at any tournament if your primary practice is only Wi-Fi. You need to go to tournaments. Tournaments get you in the mindset to play, and they just teach you differently. It's a harder master. It's just better,
Yep.
okay, that's fair. I mean,
you know? And I think that's why he's
That's
gotten
why
worse.
I got 3 big lined up tournaments in Mexico. So I'm trying to get back into it.
there you go.
I got two monthlies next week, and I got a weekly next week. I got a break week right now.
Even E has a tournament in Mexico. He's going too.
Yeah, I'll be there. They invited me. I said see. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll do some crazy streams out there as per usual.
If EE goes to more tournaments than Sonix, you know it's a problem.
So can we?
There's an issue.
So should we ban planking, please?
Dude, it's somebody made a really good point on Twitter. It's like, you know, we're limiting Steve from X, Y, and Z, and nobody's just attacking the root of it, which should just be Steve. Listen, I have always been an advocate for, look, don't ban characters, let people play who they play. But if we get to the point where some tournaments ban Steve and some tournaments don't consistently, I'm okay with that, okay? I'm okay with that because it's just, I guess, like, I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I love doing watch parties, but it's just so whack sometimes, bro. I'm just like, this character is clearly so far ahead of every other character. It's just crazy to me. I never felt that way about Bayonetta.
I
do
don't
about
know,
Steve.
man.
But at the
I
end,
don't know, like-
again, I'm old and grumpy these days, so you know my tolerance is just lower. I'm sorry, Steve mains. I don't hate you guys.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I understand it's like you can ban X, Y, and Z about Steve, and like it won't make a difference. But like, I think that's bullshit. I think it does make a difference. You know, like I think it's a pretty big deal if we limit Steve from being able to mine off stage. You know, I think that's a huge difference.
Okay.
It's just like things like that is where it gets iffy, and it's like a weird gray area because it's like you're not gonna say, okay, well, you cannot press B off stage near the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, okay, well, you can't mine for this long, and that's where it becomes like, okay, so where is the ruling for that? What's the ruling that is going to make it to where like people are okay with it?
Like
And
planking.
yeah, and it's not something that can like be clearly or accidentally done where it's like, oh, it's an issue. I think you did it, but I didn't really do it, but I just accidentally pressed the button. Like that's where the issue is like, okay, if you're gonna ban some things, you might as well just ban the character because that's when it becomes way too complicated.
I got a simple one for you. If I see that pickaxe hit the side of the stage, you're out.
Yeah, so it's like, what if he's trying to forward air you and he presses B? It's like, see it, bro.
Come on, that's really stupid though. Like, I think if he drops down from the ledge and sets a block, and then blinds and then sets a second block, I think we can tell. You know,
There are yeah, but there's let's be fair, but there's some people that are like, what if he was there and the first time he did it, he set up a block and up smash because he thought you were gonna run at him. And then the next time he set up a block and press B. He was like, oh, well, I meant to up smash. So
anything that Steve does off stage that results in him getting his iframes back without touching the stage.
Man.
So he can't place a block off stage at all?
Why the fuck can he get invincibility back
It's
for
really
touching the
fucking
stage
stupid.
when no one else in the game can do that?
It's really fucking stupid. It is really fucking stupid. That should be looked into. Sakurai kid, let's give one more patch.
Bro, I'm just saying, I don't think Sakurai can ignore us if like it can go two ways. It can go very well or very bad. If we just all like, if everyone just spams that dude's Twitter every day, we all just at him every day. Like, bro, I don't think he can ignore it.
I think he can.
I don't think he can. I think he would punish us, honestly.
1,000%, bro.
Here's Fortnite
like,
Jonesy, ma.
I feel like Lord Sakurai might be a little petty in some instances. But you know,
God.
I don't know. I mean, Steve is definitely a character that, for all intents and purposes, from what I can tell, is not going anywhere. And it's definitely it's having a diminishing impact on some people. I feel like love for the game in a sense. Did you guys see like Spargo's tweets?
Yeah, I did not.
Screen? He said, he just like it's a long tweet here, but basically like the gist of it, he's just talking about he hasn't felt as motivated. He's happy he hit his goal of #1, but after that, it's just kind of like whatever. He hasn't really been feeling much after recent tournament set losses. It's just like usually he gets upset about him, and frustrated, but now it's just like, okay, it is what it is. And he's not sure if it's going to be like a temporary feeling or like a feeling that's going to extend further, but he says he's going to try and figure it out. And he's like, I'm sorry to those who want to see me win lately. I promise I'll keep trying to figure things out. So definitely having some, I don't know, like I'm not tying this obviously directly to Steve. I think it's just like the game in general. Cause again, got to keep in mind this game is quite old at this point. So just losing some motivation. I mean, you hit that stride of #1. trying to use, defending number one as a means to stay motivated, but it's not quite working for him. We have seen Spargo kind of take some uncharacteristic placings as of late. Not making top 8 at Genesis, losing at France to not super semi. That's Young Link is a little tricky, but like it was the big boss loss that just made my jaw drop. You know what I mean? And then losing to Syrup's Nest with Cloud. So definitely some uncharacteristic stuff. And I saw Sonix kind of make a similar tweet, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not, I need to take a break, stuff like that. So some of the game's finest definitely having some, having some
Leo
motivation
theoretically
issues
made
right
the
now.
tweet too at Genesis.
Well, Leo didn't.
He didn't go. He said like if he didn't go, he was gonna take a break.
Yeah. I also think Leo's health issues, which he's been tweeting about, might play an issue that. So I'm not going to put him in the same boat as he's.
I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, as he's dealing with that. But definitely interesting to see Spargo and Sonic's motivation kind of like, I guess, teetering a little bit. Can you, as a player at that level, understand it? Or what do you think?
Those are the Wi-Fi warriors. They're getting burned out. It makes sense.
I drove with Spargo from the airport on a 2-hour drive to the tournament before it started. We were talking about like the lack of motivation. It's
2
me as well.
2 hours? It was 2 hours?
We drove to we flew to the main airport in DC.
And it was 2 hours from there?
Yeah, there was another airport, but it was like a side airport. It was more expensive, and I didn't want to. Bro, the flight time to get to like that area from where I live is an hour. I didn't want to take a layover for an hour flight.
That's fair.
So I drove to the main airport. They picked us up, but yeah, we were talking about it like while we were driving. It's just like, it's a normal thing that happens. The game's in a painful state because of Steve. Let's be honest, it's all because of Steve, and it's in a painful state because of Steve. And top players have been top players for so long. You already know what's at the top. I've talked about this before. You already know what's at the top. There's nothing more at the top for you because you've already been there for so long. And then the other players who are not been top players are very motivated right now because some of them are playing Steve and they also have never been at the top before. So as they're motivated to get to the top players are not as motivated as they used to be, as they're trying to be, because this is their job.
Right.
But it's just like, it's like not the best effort. You're trying, but it's hard to put your all into it. It happens all the time. We saw it in Smash 4. If you don't believe me, we're just seeing it again, In Smash 4, the Bayo mates took over and the top players were just slowly not being as into the game as they used to be. But in the next Smash game, it's just going to resurface. The top players who were top players will come back, and the people who play the other characters will most likely be shit.
Well, there you have it. Okay.
Don't smile, bro. Like, I'm not, like, it's just a fact. Like,
I agree.
it is a statistical proven fact that we have data off of from the last game. Like, there was not a single player that played Bayonetta that wasn't Salem that was relevant. And don't give me that bullshit with Lima, because Lima is a fantastic player after 6 years. Yeah,
and some patches to Bayo, by the way.
And switching to Peach. Like he played Peach for a while, and then he got back to Bayo because he was like, this is my like soul character. Didn't Tweak play Bayo? I know you did not. Your ignorant ass did not use Tweak as a reference. Like,
Tweak is clearly like not. That doesn't count for Tweak.
Tweak played Bayo because he's like, all my friends play Bayo. Why not me?
Yeah,
but Tweak definitely was a top player with different characters.
It was like, I'm only number 2 with Cloud. Let me go for number 1.
Literally, bro. Yeah, no. So Tweak is not a good reference. Like, Salem's the only good reference you can use because Salem,
Which you still can't use because Salem was not like primarily only Bayonetta player, because he was a top player in Brawl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let's be real, he was nasty as hell he was nasty as hell at the beginning of Ultimate, but if he survived COVID, he would have been a Steve main.
That would have been horrible, actually.
He would have been.
You think it's bad now?
He would have been the worst Steve main to fight, and not because. Let me get this straight. He wouldn't be like a Cola where he's doing all this crazy tech skill. He would just be the best camper in the world.
Yes.
He would be ultra planking.
He has. No
I fully. Everyone who knows Salem truthfully believes that Salem would be a top 5 player right now. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game would be dead.
this game would have been dead a year ago.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
It's so true. Like, I actually believe this game would have been killed so much faster.
Well,
Yeah.
That's tough. Well, nonetheless, even despite all the obvious difficulties storming the tournament scene, you guys still did a great job at your respective events. Good stuff to that. I'm happy for you guys. Seems like go ahead, please.
Sorry, I just want to say, disregarding the Steves, Cavalier Clash was actually a very well run event. It was run very fast. I had a good time there. It's a comfortable setting. There was a lot of food there. Wish you were there, Phil. There was Zaxbys next to Cookout.
I heard,
and it was a great time. You know, me and all the Tri-State boys missed you playing poker.
I know, man. I was so tight.
We had like 2 6-hour nights of poker.
Oh my god, bro.
Yo, it was an amazing time. I went up $87 with $40 buy-in.
Good shit. Going positive. Always a pleasure.
I'm getting better. But it was a good time. Cavalier becomes a major again. I'm definitely showing up. I love playing with Tri-State. I love being there. I did hear that they invited a lot of the Steves. Probably don't do that again. But but other than that, Cavalier was a great time. I'm happy I went.
All right, W. Good shit. And your next event, you said coming up over the next couple of weeks?
GamerCon in Connecticut, which will probably have a lot of Tri-State top players.
When is that? 2 weeks from now?
The next weekend, not this weekend. And then also the next weekend, I think I'm going to a tournament in New York the day after GamerCon. Don't ask me the name of it because I just found out about it today.
Fair. And you, Cosmos, you said you're going to go to some Mexico tournaments?
Yeah, I got a tournament in Guadalajara. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And I believe Spargo is going to be there. I don't know if he's going to be there anymore because of that tweet that he put out. Maybe he wants to take like a short break. But he's supposed to go there. So there'll be that. And then the tournament that you're going to in Mexico City. After that, I'm going to that. And then the Best of the West, the beginning of April. I'll be going to that. That's like the next Mexican major. It's going to have a lot of top Mexican players. So I'm back on the ground with that.
All right. W. Cool. All right. The next thing, well, those are the tournament recaps and rundown. Shouts to everybody who won their respective events. Shout out to everybody who placed well and gave us a good time. I did want to talk about this next. I'll put it in our group chat too, because people were asking us to talk about it. So I think we should at least give it a little bit of a nod. This came out like 2 weeks ago. The new official tier list is out. I know people wanted to get our opinions, mainly you guys' opinions, obviously.
We could spend like a whole video talking about that if you want to, like the next podcast. Honestly,
we could just do like, I guess we could just do like.
It's not like we have a lot lot of action happening in this next weekend.
Yeah, and it's like this already came out 2 weeks ago, so we're
it's fine. All right, we will hold that.
We should hold that.
Okay, we will hold that. We got you. Patreon content. Don't ever. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I was like, it's already.
It's done.
Next
I don't want to hear it
week,
anymore.
We're back on it Monday.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a lot of changes to Patreon and our work ethic on Patreon before we start doing it.
Yeah.
Give us a few months.
Give us a few months, bro. I don't even want to pretend like anything's coming. I don't even want to pretend. Okay, I respect you guys too much to even do that. Jesus.
Yep.
Sorry. I trolled enough with it.
Sorry, I ranted and talked most of this episode, but guys, every so often there's a lights out episode where I just gotta run my fucking mouth for too long.
I feel like we were having a pretty good discussion.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought a lot of good points were raised too, which I think is very fair, and I think it's honestly for the betterment, man. I think too, I'm curious to see how what's that next big event coming up? Battle of BC. I'm curious to see how that's going to go, because I don't know like how much Japanese presence is going to be at that event. But I do know Level Up Expo is going to be insane. You guys obviously know that. That's like a P+ tier event that we're rolling with. So make sure you guys.
P+ is crazy.
Yeah, make
April
sure
into May is going to be crazy. We got Level Up Expo and a Kaguribi into what's looking like. Oh, I don't know. Did they announce it yet? Oh.
Announce what? Type it in the group chat.
There's going to be a lot of tournaments going on in Japan as well.
Cosmos, I think they announced it already. You just check I'm pretty sure they did.
I feel like isn't that supposed to be the same
Oh.
time as? I feel like it's been announced.
I feel like it's been announced too.
Yeah. Don't ask
Alright,
questions,
well,
chat. We think it's.
We're
been
gonna be
announced.
at 2 majors in Japan
There you
after after the major at Level Up. The point is, the beginning of May is going to be a very stacked time period. Not to mention, right after I get back from Japan, I'm going to MomoCon. So
True. I'll see you there.
Yep.
Momo.
you going to Cosmos?
Yep, I just got my flights for that.
Yep, gonna be a good time.
Hey, actually, after Paris, I have to ask you a favor.
I'm
We're
broke.
still on the pot?
No. This has nothing to do with money. You're going to Level Up solo, right?
Solo?
Yeah.
My girlfriend's not coming until Monday because we're flying to Japan on Tuesday.
I mean, technically, he's going with Clive.
Clive is going.
Oh, Clive is going to Level Up.
Yeah. Are you trying to have me room someone?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Wait, who?
Has.
This dude's a millionaire. He can afford his own fucking. Hell no.
I made a few miscalculations. I'm working it out right now. We'll
You're
figure it
gonna
out.
work it out. You're
All
gonna
right,
work it out.
We'll figure it out. Well,
Mr. Level Up.
I hope we I hope we
Tell-
enjoyed today's episode. It was great.
Well, I'll put Haz in my room if we do that tweak talk trade.
Give us Charles.
It was Charles.
It's never gonna happen. They got a stranglehold on that man.
Oh man.
Just wait till he misses 4 more episodes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But you guys can make sure you never miss an episode right here. Lights Out special episode 94. We had a good time, and we certainly hope you guys enjoyed rocking with us too. We'll be back next week, same time, same great place. And if you haven't already, check out the Carpool highlights video on the YouTube right now. Hilarious stuff. It's like 11 minutes. Some of the best moments from our Carpool to Genesis. A lot of people seem to be loving it, so I'd love you guys to check it out and enjoy it as well. And with that said, we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.